Hello and welcome to another how-to video. My name is DaiTech, CTO of DVS, and before you go any further, please go over to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and the like button, and you will be notified of any future content. For those of you that have subscribed, thank you very much. Please continue to comment, share and react as you require. You know, without you guys, it doesn't drive the content, which is what we want. So, what are we going to take a look at today? Well, quite a nice little quick video today because a lot of them have been quite long, but I'll make this a very nice, quick and easy one. This is a brand new, very focal dome camera from Hikvision. Now, this is quite a special dome camera from Hikvision. If you look at the part number there, you can pause the video if you require. It's part of the 3-line product, which is a core product. So if you're a VASP customer at a various level, there are various levels of VASP. If you're not a VASP customer, make sure you head over to DVS now, speak to your sales rep and get signed up, even if it's just a VASP authorized, which will allow you to access the core selection of product. Now that core selection of product is one of these things especially, but there are an entire range of core product, and they're the higher end products that require and give you a lot more bang for your buck. Now, the reason they've done that is to give access to the customers that invest more in their time and give back to their customers. So the core product is specially selected for those higher end products that allow the deeper integrations, more VCA, and it also gives you a 5-year warranty instead of the standard 3-year. So there's a definite benefit in that small uplifting cost between the standard and the core. So what's special about this camera? So it is a 2.8 to 12mm varifocal lens. I will get out the box. It does have the AccuSense technology, so the higher grade false alarm filtering. So we've got the mounting plate, some sealant tape for the connectors on the fly lead, the special security screw and some plug-in connectors. When I can take this off, the most satisfying bit of any installation. TikTok was made for that. So, what's special about this camera? So there's a fly lead on the camera, so there's a deep base where your connections can be made in that base. This metal fitment plate fits into there. Fits into there. Flush mount, you can see it only orientates one way with a notch there. You screw this, fit that in there, and what this does is the deep base there will allow you to connect these different connectors. Now the speciality of this camera is, if you haven't seen it already, take the rubber caps off because we don't need them. If you don't use these plug-in green connectors, leave the white protective cap on. This one, as you may notice, has an Hdmi output. Now this is super beneficial. A lot of people are already or have used previously the older generation of the Hikvision Hdmi output. We still have a small 2.1 series, so this kind of camera here with a Hdmi output, and they're used generally internally next to a public display monitor or a last man out monitor next to the door where the staff go in and out to make sure there's no one waiting. Now this one is no different. You can connect the HDMI to it, but it has a varifocal lens and in essence is an external grade camera. So the varifocal lens allows you to adjust it and zoom into a specific area. Now the 2.1 series or the 2.8 or 4mm lens is great, but it is a fixed field of view and it may be that view is too wide and you might have to put privacy masking on there. It may not give you enough detail, especially if you're looking at a front door. So when customers come in, you give a very wide field of view and the camera generally would be quite far back. Now this is great because it allows you to zoom into that area of interest. So when a customer shopper walks into that area, you focus specifically on that area and therefore highlight that you have in-store CCTV, for instance. But again, many different applications for this. For last man out monitor, for instance, where you fit a camera, monitor inside, and that allows the staff to see that there's nobody waiting on the door outside, so when they leave the property and secure it at, say, last man out for the end of the day, then they feel more safe and more secure. But loads of different applications. We cache in transit, where these are fitted outside a monitor inside, so they can see when the cache is going through the transit hatches, etc. And again, a host of different things that you would think of that this would be viable for. Production, we've used in production and manufacturing, where they put a camera in a sort of vulnerable area to cover a manufacturing or a process, and then the monitor on the safe side so they can see in detail what that is doing at any given time. And again, you can think of all of these different things that you will find applicable. So HDMI, it's got alarm input, alarm output, RJ45 for the PoE, it does have 12 volts. Has a micro SD card slot there, secured under there, so if you want, you can put a micro SD card in there. We do implore putting micro SD cards on critical area cameras, so if the NVR does go down, or if it's stolen, for instance, you know, God forbid, then the evidence is still secured on the edge. So we do implore that you do, where possible, especially for critical areas or vulnerable areas, deploy an SD card. They're super cheap, super cost effective, but it will give you additional security, you know, should the worst happen. But again, your standard alarm input, alarm output, audio output, RJ45 for PoE, plus the addition of a HDMI cable. This one also has a built-in microphone, as you can see here. So there's a locating lug on there once it's on. So where that microphone is there, you want to make sure really that that's, if you do want to use the microphone for any audio recording purposes, that it is pointing in the direction that you want to pick the audio up from. The other good thing with this is it's got the channel, so the segregated channel. I don't know if you can see that too well on the video. So when these are fitted outside with traditional dome styles without this sort of added layer of segregation, you get the infrared bleed. This segregated channel allows that to be prevented. And again, it does have the AccuSense, IK rated, IP rated. It's a super 3-axis gimbal, a very, very good, well-made product. So I'm going to quickly put this on the desk here. I'm going to connect it up to the HDMI monitor behind me so you can see how quick and easy this is to deploy, to give you a sort of an outset. The programming is like any standard Hikvision camera. It's got the standard, you know, AccuSense, the VCA line crossing intrusion, so you can use all of that functionality, but we're really focused on the HDMI side today. So I'm going to quickly power this up with a PoE source, connect it to this monitor, and then you'll see how quick and easy this really is. So stay tuned. So you join me back here now. All I've done is powered it with a PoE source. I've activated the camera on the network just to have a look myself, just out of curiosity more than anything. All of the standard functionality. By default, the HDMI output is on, so you can just simply power it up with 12 volts or PoE, and that 1080p image will just appear. So you don't even have to program it should you not actually need any of the camera functionality. So you can simply plug it into a 1080p. It is only 1080p this output, so it's a 4 megapixel, a very focal camera with a 1080p output. So it's up to you how you deploy that. Other than that, it's a standard Hikvision camera, as you all well know and love. Nothing more to say, so super simple, super cool. There is a video adjustment, so you can change it. The default is 25 frames a second, but you can change it to 30. Depending on what region you're in. If it's 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz, you can change the output to get the flickerless display. The default is 25, so essentially 50 Hertz instead of 60 Hertz, and therefore we get a flickerless image. Other than that, that's all you need to know. Hope you have a lovely day, and it's a super simple, super quick video just to introduce this brilliant technology to you. Stay safe, see you next week.